Do you delegate any of your work? Or do you try to do it all? Let's talk about delegation. This is one of the hardest things that it is for a boss to do because they want to have ownership and they want to make sure that it's getting done to their level of perfection or expectations. But what's some ways that you can lean into delegation? What's some things that could help you to be a better delegator? We're going to look at 3 things today. Reframing your mindset, identifying your talent, and handing it off. Let's take a look. The first area we need to tackle is your mindset of it's only going to get done to the level it needs to be done if you're the one doing it. Yes, maybe you can do it better. Maybe that's what got you where you're at. But you can't do it all. Sit with that for a moment. How does that feel? You can't do it all. Is it freeing? Is it scary? When you reframe your mindset to, I can't do it all, there's going to be things that you have to say no to so that you can say yes to something else, something better, because you've moved to a different spot now. As you become a higher and higher up as a leader, you're essentially supposed to say no to as much stuff as possible because it helps you really hone in on the stuff that you're supposed to say yes to. So while we're reframing our mindset, let's take a look at that. What do we need to say no to? What do we need to hand off? When you're reframing your mindset in this, they might do it different than you do, but that's okay. They're going to tackle problems different than you do, just like you tackle problems different than other people do. And you have, and that's what's gotten you to where you are. But it's also what's keeping you where you are because you're not letting other people and you're not helping lead them to tackle things how they do. So start changing your mindset. You can't do it all, so I need to find people that can so that as a group, as a team, we can build up and we can get those results. Because if you keep trying to do it all, none of it's going to get done. Second, identifying your talent. So this is an important part. Once you identify some of the stuff you're going to pass off, you need to identify that talent of what you're going to build up. So one-on-ones, check out our video on that. One-on-ones are a great place to identify this talent. This is where you get to learn about what motivates people and what really drives them, what they're good at, what they want to be good at. And so use your one-on-ones to help identify some of those people within your team, maybe talking to your coworkers, maybe to your leaders about other people that have shown interest in some of these areas. And then start looking for what excites people. What do they like to talk about? What are they constantly looking at? Is there something in those that you could pass off some of your work, something that you can delegate, an opportunity you can give to someone else for them to really shine? As a leader, you're not the one supposed to be shining. It's your people. As your people shine, you'll shine. So right now, you need to focus on your people. One of the other ways is ask some of the people on the team, who's an expert at this? Especially if you've got a new team or you're new to the team. Who's the expert at this? Who would be able to tell me more about this? Who would be able to show me this? Who would be able to do this? So identify your experts. And that gives you some of the people that you can hand it off to. Your job now is to find the people who can do it or can learn how to do it. So you need to start, if you don't have anyone on your team or anyone that you can hand something off to, you need to start identifying who can I teach how to do that. And then that's where you need to concentrate your efforts. What am I handing off? Who can I teach how to do that? What's some of the main things on my task list that I don't need to be doing? So that brings us to our third thing. Once you've identified that work and once you've identified those people, you've got to hand it off. You can't just keep it. And so this is the next, just release it. Hand it off to them. So when you hand it off, you don't have to just release it into the wild and then that's what it is. I'm not saying that. You can take this approach. One of my leaders had always said, trust but verify. Trust that they're going to do it, but have some check-ins. Hey, would you mind showing me this work? Would you mind showing this so that I can make sure we're on the same page? Or how you're thinking different, or any insights that you found. Trust but verify that it's happening. And then that gives you some check-in points that you can take to where if it's not what was expected, or if there's a gap or something missing, you can work on that relationship with them. And then give feedback through that. As you're working with them, give feedback. As you're trusting but verifying, as you're growing them, as you're handing it off, this gives you a little bit of comfort of, hey, I can still sort of see this, but I'm not having to do it. There's going to be a period that it might take a little bit of work to get to that. But at some point, you're going to know that they've got this. They're going to take care of it. There's this triangle called the Cartman Drama Triangle. And if you look at it, there are 3 points. There's the victim, the persecutor, and the rescuer. Where are you falling on this? Are you trying to rescue someone every time they try to do something? Are you trying to save them so that they don't have to do it? So are you the rescuer? Are you just attacking them on everything? Are you the persecutor? Are you the victim? Poor me, I'm having to do all the work. Where are you falling on this? Where can you fall on this? Where can you hand stuff off? Michael Bungay Senior talks about this in The Coaching Habit. That he gives some examples there. He gives some excellent coaching advice. So I encourage you, check that out if you need a deeper dive into it. So task for today, delegate something. Go identify one of those things that you can delegate. Identify the people who can do it, and then hand it off. You've got to take action. Once you identify those first 2 parts, you have to take action. Else, it doesn't do you any good. All right, remember, go tweak yourself. And if there's anyone else out there that you think you can benefit, you need to tell them, hey, you need to go tweak yourself. And let's see if we can continue to change our culture as we change us.